when someone tells you to cut out certain things, certain foods, or kind of like forces you to do certain exercises or types of exercises, I think that's always kind of a red flag.
Work out 5 days a week, eat 2,000 calories. Everyone can say that, but actually it's the way you communicate, and that's why the coaching part, I think, is the key. Anyone can tell you to do something, but it doesn't mean you're going to follow them.
Think of it as how you can add into your life rather than kind of like limit yourself from things.
The kind of understanding and the education on the diet actually can help not just on the fitness, but also like the mindset.
A lot of people think that to get in shape, you need to do like all these things, but actually it's very simple, right? It's really about kind of doing what you can and being honest with yourself.
If you feel like you being forced or you being restricted, then that's definitely not good. Because you have to do this for a lifetime. Like fitness is not just like a week thing or like a month thing. Like you're supposed to be doing this sustainably like your whole life.
Thank you for coming back for another episode. We're here with Carlos and Matcha, who I know very well. But why don't I get them to introduce themselves, because they wear a lot of different hats. So Carlos, why don't you start? Tell us a little bit about what you do and yourself.
Yeah, so first of all, thank you so much for having us. So basically me and Matcha, we do 2 projects or brands essentially. The first one is fitness. So Diet Society, we focus on mainly online coaching and just digital products, providing very kind of like informative free content regarding health and nutrition. And the second thing that we do is we have a clothing brand, which is basically resort style, and it's very Thai inspired as well. Those are the 2 main.
What's the name of the clothing brand?
So the name of the clothing brand is called Sanea.
Sanea, okay.
Yeah.
And those are 2 brands you guys work on together?
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, and you have another brand as well, right?
Yeah, so I have another clothing brand called Cha Collective.
Okay, and what's Cha Collective?
Cha Collective is more girly. Like Sanea is more kind of like the resort. We do both menswear and women's wear. But for Cha Collective, it's more like gowns and more cute girly vibe. So completely different.
And I guess you didn't include Carlos on that business because it's female focused only.
I mean, actually, I started Cha Collective first,
Yeah.
like right when I came out of high school and I started uni in fashion design. I really wanted to start a business of my own, and I was like, obviously, I'm studying fashion design. I love to dress up, so that's why I started Cha Collective. And then I think that was even before we started dating. I'm not sure exactly the timeline.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Around.
Yeah, but then after a while, we started dating, and then we wanted to start a business together. And then that's how we came to Diet Society, because during that time, it was like we saw an opportunity that there weren't that many easy to consume fitness and nutrition content on Instagram, especially for Thai people in the Thai community. And then that's how we came to the idea.
Yeah, also because we felt like, especially in fitness in Thailand, especially like let's say 5 years or 4 years ago, it was still pretty much behind when comparing to the Western market. Like, a lot of misconceptions still that were believed, a lot of myths. So I think, to kind of like clarify those things, there was a big opportunity.
Fashion and fitness go hand in hand. People always say the best fashion advice to people is get in shape.
That is
Because when you're in shape, you're confident, you feel good,
Exactly.
and probably everything looks good on you as well.
Yeah.
Just take a step back. So you said you dropped it that you studied fashion. So I guess fashion has always been your passion. Did you go to university, or what was your educational background after high school?
Yeah, it's funny actually, because like after high school, I went into hospitality, so that has nothing to do with what I'm doing now. But eventually I kind of went into entrepreneurship, because after a year of hospitality, I realized that it wasn't really what I wanted to do. It wasn't really about service, and actually I was very interested in fitness, so I always knew that I kind of wanted to do something related to fitness. And that was actually when I was in university studying entrepreneurship is when I started Diet Society as well.
So fitness was your first passion, and then kind of fashion. Fitness was first, and then fashion came second. And obviously, Matcha was already in the fashion, so that kind of is how you guys came together for.
Yeah, so actually, we started Diet Society first, and then we were like, we should make sportswear. So first, Sanea was a completely different brand. It was called Sauce Cord.
Okay.
So we focused on sportswear. During that time, Gymshark and stuff was very in. Seamless sportswear was very new.
Yeah.
So then we kind of wanted to dive into that. But then after a while, it kind of got boring because we couldn't be that creative with our designs. And me personally, when I design stuff, I'm very extra. So eventually we just like, okay, this is not working. Like we don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, because you're right. Gymwear is quite limited to creativity. So there's a golf brand. I don't know if you guys know Malbon. So, golf brands typically have...
Oh, I do actually.
Golf brands have typically been very like, Nike,
Callaway,
P&G, Callaway, very, polo shirts, khaki pants, and very plain. And there's a brand called Malbon that came out recently that was kind of testing, like, pushing the boundaries a bit, more color on the shirts, they're kind of like cargo pants. And I guess making it a bit more cool to golf.
Young.
But with fitness, it is very limited to how you can change it because you have to be functional, probably is the primary thing, right?
And it was also like the production here in Thailand specifically was very difficult as a small brand. That's why we were like, okay, you know what, maybe we should change it up and just do more lifestyle clothing.
And then, like lifestyle also, it's more like who you are.
Yeah,
so you're not wearing
exactly.
fitness clothes all the time. So your brand now, both your brands now, they actually kind of represent who you are.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, we completely rebranded. Because first we were still Saucecore, we just switched to kind of more like lifestyle, men and women, but it was very difficult to find like a clear brand identity and to stand out as well because we were doing streetwear.
Yeah.
And then eventually we're like, okay, you know what, this is not working. We need to switch it up. And then we finally came to the idea of doing more of a resort wear brand that's Thai inspired.
Yeah, because we were like, who are we? Kind of like, how can we stand out in a market that's so saturated? And we're like, we're in Thailand. Thailand has like a really great fabric, local fabric. There's amazing
It's known for it as well,
exactly,
right?
Exactly. It's like known for great silk. And then of course, like Thailand generally, I feel like is really getting on the map. We had like White Lotus, for example. And it's just becoming more popular. So we were like, why not just represent Thailand or kind of like, go that direction.
I think that's like a great approach because, Thailand, not just about the people here, but has 45 million people coming to Thailand every year. So it's a great way to actually create a global business, like from Thailand. I think like kind of the sky's limited from here. And there's so many eyes looking at it all the time. And there's so many people that want to visit here, so many people that want to move here. So I think actually I'm very pro Thailand. I think the next 5 to 10 years is definitely going to be like one of the global leaders for kind of trends and that kind of stuff. Take a step back. So you both went to school and studied fashion and you studied hospitality. How did your parents react to that? Because obviously you're both quite young when you started your businesses. Were they supportive? Were they a bit hesitant? What was kind of their view on you guys doing that?
I mean, my parents were always very supportive. I started working when I was 13 because I started with modeling. But of course, it was always very important to them that I do very well in school. If I didn't do well in school, then they wouldn't allow me to work. But I did well, so I started my career since I was 13, and I just kind of like worked from there. So throughout, they've been very, very supportive, I guess.
Yeah, I can say the same for my parents. Like they've always supported me with any decision I made, but they just had, a few requirements. For example, making sure I was good in school, that I get good grades, and that I also kind of had my bachelor degree. But other than that, any kind of venture or anything I wanted to try out or do, they were always super supportive.
I do think that is kind of the trend now for people that are even like graduating high school. They're starting to skip university because they're seeing that there's so many ways that they can start their own career, work for themselves, and take an unconventional route, which probably you guys are probably at the forefront of that kind of that career path, right? Where people were starting to, the digital, it's a lot easier to get connected with people. And then I guess like growing up in Thailand, is there something that, the culturally here that helped you with your careers and helped you kind of like with setting up your businesses? That you kind of, the culture, like you said, is important to you guys, that helped you with your businesses here?
I mean, for me, like, I think definitely. Also because I'm Buddhist, and ever since I was a young girl, my mom would always bring me to the temple and, teach me about the ways of Buddhism. And I feel like it has made me become a very mindful and selfless person as well, and very kind and caring. I think Thai culture, like, all the people here are so kind. And respectful towards each other. And I think that's definitely shaped me into becoming a well-rounded person.
Yeah.
I can say the same for sure, especially since I've been together with Matcha and then also getting to know more about Buddhism and the religion. I could say that I'm actually a Buddhist now, and that I really kind of follow or believe in the principles.
Yeah. And then because, you're bringing, with the Diet Society, you guys are bringing something, a Western mindset to Thailand or Asia, right? How have you found, like, the people recepting, like, kind of that ideology, or how do you I guess, dissect that information from like the West and kind of translate it to like people in Thailand? Because you're acting as like a Google Translate, but for information versus like words and stuff, right? How do you find like that transition of the information you have from the West and transition to kind of educating people here in Thailand?
I mean, I feel like we're quite direct with it. Like we don't think too deep into it or too much about it. It's just like what we understand, and then we kind of like translate and communicate it to the Thai people, you know?
So I mean, obviously we also follow really great accounts. We've been in fitness for over 10 years. It's just a passion that we really love. So we're naturally always wanting to learn more ourselves. There's always more to learn, especially when it comes to health and fitness. And essentially just trying to give our audience like what we know in like the simplest form so that they can actually consume it and apply it to their daily lives.
And so just for people that don't know, what does Diet Society do? What are you guys teaching people, and what are you helping people with?
Yeah, so the main mission with Diet Society is to kind of show people that it's not actually that complicated to get in great shape, because the people that we kind of want to help the most are people that are super busy with their lives, parents, for example, that have kids and work full time and have very minimal time, no time to prep their meals, barely have enough time to work out. So to show them basically how you can still make it happen and take care of your health and even be in control of your health.
And that's through controlling diet or kind of types of food you eat.
Exactly.
Is it mainly a diet or nutrition plan, or how does it?
It's like we put out content like about nutrition, about fitness, about mindset as well.
A lot of mindset for sure.
And we also have an online coaching program as well that we provide.
Yeah, so that's the main service essentially that we provide is the coaching.
Coaching for people, so they can hire you guys to kind of help them on their fitness and wellness journey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You said mindset. What's one of the main mindset things that you try and teach your clients or embed in their kind of system?
So really, like when it comes to health and fitness, we believe that there are really just a few basic habits, and if you can do these few basic habits consistently, and you can find ways to make it fit with your schedule and lifestyle, that's already gonna make a huge difference with your health. So for example, making sure that you get your 3 meals, that you're prioritizing whole foods most of the time, getting your protein in, and then making sure that strength training is a non-negotiable, because it's really what's going to kind of help set your quality of life for the future. Essentially, of course, if people want to lose weight as well, we teach them how to track, because through tracking your food, you can really understand the cost of food to your body. So, and then I feel like once you have this health literacy, so I like to call it like literacy, it's kind of like, like learning the alphabet. Once you kind of know it, it's like you can kind of maintain and optimize your health, long term.
And do you find it's different for like males and females? So would your male clients have different goals versus females? I mean, and then do you train them differently, or do you think it's kind of one principle matches all?
I feel like a mindset thing that we say a lot to our clients is like, think of it as how you can add into your life rather than kind of like limit yourself from things. Because a lot of like female clients, for example, like they'd be very like, oh, I don't want to eat this because I'm going to get fat. Like I want to restrict my food because I want to be skinnier. It's very important to think about how you can add in terms of like how to feel stronger, how to feel more confident, how to eat properly to get to your goals without having to feel restrictive.
And I guess understanding it, like the education part, is also helps them give confidence. They say, oh no, well, I know what I'm putting in my body. It's the right things versus a lot of processed things. I'm sure it's not good. It's like you don't want to be eating fast food all the time. And kind of understanding and the education around the diet actually can help not just on the fitness, but also like the mindset. People are going to feel better about themselves as well, because they don't have to worry. And since you started the business, have you noticed that there's been a change kind of in Thailand where when you first started, people didn't really understand it, and then now, like when you're talking to people, like they're starting to get it more, and I guess the younger people are starting to be more cautious of how they eat and work out and balance things?
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
And I feel like there's also so many new content creators, and like fitness is such a big thing now here. Like when we started, it was very new. Like we were one of the first pages that like put out like infographics about like nutrition, and
especially talking about like sustainable eating. The 80-20 rule, for example. We felt like that was very rare to come across like when we started. But now it's like really nice to see how the Thai fitness industry developed, because actually like we feel like most creators are communicating great like principles, you know, and yeah, we feel that it's definitely like kind of like matching kind of the Western standards with fitness nowadays. So yeah, people are a lot more educated for sure.
That is interesting
Yeah.
because, you know, you said there's a lot of good creators, but I
Yeah.
think in the fitness and health space, there's also a lot of bad creators.
Oh, 100%. They'll always be.
So how do you
Yeah.
guys, how do you know who to look up to? And I mean, is there someone in particular that you guys follow? And then how do you, for like someone that's watching, how would they know that this
Yeah.
person is, you know, really, you know, a good person to follow? And how would they know that someone's not such a good person to follow?
So yeah, I mean, someone that I've been following mainly like over the last let's say 3 to 4 years is for sure Darren.
Yeah.
So Darren for me is like the standard kind of like you know, realistic, sustainable fitness, you know, kind of like a lifestyle. And also like not everyone that's kind of like, you know, bad is going to say only bad things. Maybe a few things that they might say is not always very fitting. But I would say like when someone tells you to cut out certain things, certain foods, or kind of like forces you to do certain exercises or types of exercises, I think that's always kind of a red flag.
Yeah.
So because I think like to really live like a sustainable and to have a sustainable relationship with your health and fitness, it's really important to not have that restrictive mindset and just kind of focus on the overall balance more.
And then how about you, Matcha? Is there someone that you look up to specifically? And then how do you differentiate?
I mean, I would agree with Carlos. I feel like Darren is a, you know, everyone looks up to
The
Darren.
benchmark.
Yeah, like,
For sure.
Not the benchmark, maybe the top.
yeah, no. But I don't, I mean, I have like many, I mean, kind of like foreign fitness influencers that I follow all the time, or some Thai ones as well. But to differentiate between the good and the bad, I mean, I agree with Carlos. I feel like if it, you know, if you feel like you being forced or you being restricted, then that's definitely not good. Because you have to do this for a lifetime. Like fitness is not just like a week thing or like a month thing. You know, like you're
Exactly.
supposed to be doing this sustainably like your whole life.
Yeah, and a lot of it's easier said than done. Yeah,
of
work out
course.
5 days a week, eat 2,000 calories. I don't think everyone can say that, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But actually, I think also it's the way you communicate, and like, that's why coming the
100%.
coaching part I think is the key. Because
Exactly.
how do you coach the people? Because anyone can tell you to do something, but it doesn't mean you're going to follow them.
Exactly, because yeah, the application to real life is a lot more challenging, right? It's like what if you're someone, for example, who kind of like works until who knows, like 8 p.m. every night. You know, you have to wake up early for your kids to bring them to school. Like in those moments, how do you kind of navigate and go about it?
So
So
you have to find your work-life balance.
exactly,
Yeah, so-
exactly. It's going to be different for everyone.
You see, for me, I like to go run or walk Lumpini Park. So what I'll do is I'll bring my kids to Lumpini Park. I'll leave them at the playground,
awesome.
and then I'll go run around. So I'm kind of
amazing.
killing two birds with one stone
Yeah.
because I need
Exactly.
to like set work-life balance, right? I need
Yeah.
to find something that fits my lifestyle.
Exactly, and I
Yeah.
think that's really important because a lot of people think that to get in shape you need to do like all these things, you know. But actually, it's very simple, right? It's really about kind of doing what you can and being honest with yourself. That you're doing what you can, and I love that you're kind of combining, for example, the playtime with your kids, and then also getting your activity in. You know, I think.
I actually brought them to Darren's run club.
Yeah.
You know, running around.
Amazing,
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cute.
That's so cute.
But then also going back to the balance,
Yeah.
I used to work with someone, and he used to always wake up at 10 o'clock, 10:30, and he would start his day at 12. And I used to be like, shouldn't you be up at like 5 in the morning, starting your day, because he had multiple business. He said, no. I said, I do what works for me, and I'm so honest with myself.
Exactly.
I like to stay up late. I like to so I wake up at 10:30, then I have my break, my lunch, and my first meeting starts at 12.
Yeah.
But then my last meeting finishes at 10, and then I'm home in bed, 12:30, 1 a.m., and then it starts again.
Yeah.
So it's really finding something that works for you. That's why, going back to kind of the health coaches, I don't necessarily agree with that there's one solution that fits all. I think
No.
everybody's different, and then going back to the
No,
coaching
for
part,
sure.
that's why it's super important.
Exactly. Yeah, the coaching is really like, everyone knows kind of like the main health principle. Everyone knows like strength training is good, to prioritize protein, to prioritize whole foods. But it's like, yeah, it's really hard to kind of like implement it. And then also like kind of, with the coaching, I would say the main focus is always like mindset. Kind of like how to approach each challenge each day, which mindset to adopt, to kind of also like lower your stress and give yourself more flexibility as well.
So speaking of
Yeah.
work-life balance, do you guys work off the same schedule, or you have completely different schedules and balances like for managing your kind of work-life balance?
I don't have like a real schedule because for me every day will look a bit different. So it really depends on what I have in that week, but I'll always try to plan ahead. So let's say like, okay, today I have to go to a shooting job, then tomorrow I'm gonna do Diet Society or Sanea or Chalk Collective, and then I really have to plan my days ahead so I know what to do when and make use of my time the most that I can. But yeah, our schedules are not the
Different,
same. Yeah,
for
very
sure.
different.
And then how's your schedule usually?
My schedule also will come down to each day, because there's I'll also like take care of like a bit of Sanea as well. So we'll have meetings for Sanea, we'll have meetings for Diet Society. The time I go to sleep and wake up is not always the same. Some days, I probably work till like 1 a.m., which is not ideal. I don't prefer it. But it's just I need to kind of get the job done by.
Yeah, I know the feeling when something's on your mind. Actually, you can't sleep, so it's actually better just to work and finish it and then get a good rest.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But how about working out? Do you have like a set schedule for working out, or also that changes?
Yeah, not even with workouts. So with
Do you work out
workouts-
together?
Yeah, most of the time when we can,
We
but
try,
yeah, not
we
all the
try.
time. Like if I'm not free or he's not free at the same time. But like for workouts, we do 3 workouts minimum
Per week.
per week. Yeah. Like it's
Non-negotiable.
Yeah, non-negotiable.
So that's like your weekly non-negotiable is like 3 workouts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
Like
the
before
minimum.
we did like 5 workouts and then we kind of like switched to 4 and then now we're thinking of doing 3 just because we're so busy and sometimes like doing so many workouts like in a week you also not recover as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's a lot of like
yeah.
data around this. So I used to work out 7 days a week, lose no weight and make no progress. So,
Yeah.
but that was also
tough.
I had a bad diet. I was drinking and I was doing a bunch of different stuff. But now I train 3 days a week, but I have like Monday is like upper body, Wednesday is lower body, Friday is full body.
Yeah.
But then every day I make sure I walk at least 15,000 steps. So
Yeah,
I have like that.
perfect.
So I like to get my steps in because I know it's good to
Yeah.
stay active. But actually in the gym lifting weights, it went from 7 days to now 3 days, and I'm in a
Yeah.
lot better shape than I was then.
Yeah,
No,
it's
same.
crazy actually because like I used to when I was in high school, for example, I used to actually work out 6 days a week and I made amazing progress. You know, I was like in the best shape of my life probably. But then now kind of like since we've been working like and we work quite a lot. I'd say we work probably like 50 hours a week. You know, like 6 full work days. And then kind of like when your sleep is not optimal, you don't have like the exact same sleep time routine. You're working a lot. You're under more stress than when we were in high school. I think that also like really impacts the recovery, and that's why actually it's way more efficient to scale down the weight training days, and then you'll get actually more progress as well.
It's funny about you talk about
Yeah.
recovery. I just got a
Yeah.
Whoop. Have you guys used these?
No, I've never
I've had
before,
Aura
actually.
Ring, but
Yeah, with this-
not
so-
consistent.
I never thought I'd ever have one, and then like a few of my friends, I think Yannick, Dave, and a few other guys, they have them. They started tracking, and now I'm addicted to my recovery. So like my
Yeah.
sleep and my recovery. So I try to keep it above like 90% like all the
Yeah.
time. Do you guys have any like views on these kind of tracking devices? Do you think they're good, or maybe it's too much information?
I mean, I've never used a tracking device before, so I cannot say.
So like I have used an Aura Ring, but I wasn't very serious about it because oftentimes like I always try to get like sleep at a similar time every night and kind of get my 7 to 8 hours of sleep. But I wasn't always able to do that, so I knew my sleep scores weren't going to be optimal, so I wasn't really consistent in tracking them. But from what I hear, like let's say with other people who kind of like track their recovery and sleep, is that, or let's say from Darren as well, I remember Darren telling me this, that if he kind of like views his like recovery or sleep score every morning, it kind of like determines like his energy levels or mood for the day almost, because it's like, oh, okay, I feel good. For example, he wakes
Or
up
like a
feeling
bad
good.
data point could affect your mindset as well.
Exactly.
So, like, I have to wake up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you feel like even though you wake up feeling fine or good, even like, and then you see the data and it's like, oh, okay, you didn't have optimal sleep. It might, kind of affects your mindset.
Yeah.
Kind of like how
Yeah.
you.
Sometimes it's good to know less.
Yeah. I feel like for me it'd be too much information. Like I'm already doing the
Yeah.
most that I can, and
Yeah.
having to worry about the specifics. I think it's.
Oh no, it'd be
Yeah.
like a nightmare if you wake up, you're about to go do a shoot or do some
Yeah.
campaign, and then it says, "Oh, your recovery's only 30%." You'll be like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
It's also like kind of like the most you can do, or like all you can do is like the most you can do, right? So it's like we try our best to get sleep at a decent time and get our 8 hours of sleep, and I think like as long as you're kind of like trying to always keep to a regular sleep time and prioritize your sleep, you're golden.
Do you guys sleep well? Do you take Any supplements like to sleep, or actually, do you guys take any supplements on like a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
take magnesium before bed.
Yeah, we take prebiotics in the morning first thing.
Vitamin C, we
vitamin
take
C, fish oil as
fish
well.
oil.
Yeah.
Protein?
exactly.
Yeah, protein
powder.
sometimes.
Or you-
Not every day. So with protein powder, it's like we always try to get most of our protein from real food if we can. So it's not essential to have kind of protein powder on a daily basis.
Yeah, but it's
I'd
like
say.
easy, like if you in a rush or need like an afternoon snack,
Yeah,
then
for
like we would
example.
have.
A quick
Yeah.
fix.
Exactly.
Yeah, I go like
It's a
patch or
backup
something, or like a
option.
juice
Yeah.
bar. Supplements is like such a subjective industry, right? So there's so
Sure.
much information out there, and so many. I mean, they were made to make us better,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
where would you guys go to get your supplement and vitamin like recommendations? Like, do you have like someone you follow on Instagram? Like, do you talk to your doctor? Where, like, how do you know what supplements that you should be taking?
I think just research. Yeah, like we do a
Yeah.
lot of research before.
Research, 100%.
I guess 'cause you guys are
We
also
look at
experts,
research.
right? So you,
Yeah.
in this space, so you do
Yeah.
like do a lot of research on your own.
Another thing we take is creatine as well.
Yeah, creatine actually very
Yeah.
Well,
important.
creatine has kind of become
It's
like a
crazy.
social media, like, from, I don't know, it's pumped
popping
it
right
up.
now.
Yeah.
I used to think
100%.
creatine was only for kind of like
Weightlifting.
weightlifting.
Yeah,
and
that's
kinda
what I
like
thought
putting
before
like
as
muscle.
well.
And I was scared to take it because I thought
Yeah.
maybe it's a misconception, but I thought it was only to put like water under your muscles. I thought it makes you look like a little bit put on weight and chubby, like a bit bigger.
Yeah.
But now they're saying like people are promoting it heavily as about being good for mental,
Yeah.
and just kind of overall energy levels.
Yeah, cognitive.
Yeah.
Like function.
And
like-
everyone can take creatine.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So there's a lot of new research surrounding creatine, that it has like really great cognitive benefits, for example, and it's even proven that like old people who don't like work out, women, anyone who doesn't work out, everyone would benefit from creatine, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Right? It just shows you that something that's been around for so long,
Yeah.
social media can just
Yeah,
like
can
make
change
it
them.
relevant again, and then
Yeah.
well, not again, but make it so relevant.
100%.
And actually, it started promoting a lot of the other benefits, which probably when you first heard of creatine, like we were said, we didn't really know about as well. And so, obviously, you guys live a very healthy lifestyle. You're very busy with your careers. I'm sure, and I do know, you guys have a social life.
Yeah.
So, how do you manage your social life? Do you have like non-negotiables for your social life? How do you manage that? Like, is it one night a week, 2 nights a week, or
It's we don't really manage it, but I feel like as we've gotten older, we also are a bit less social. Like when we were younger, we used to go out a lot and see our friends like multiple times a week, and like we're very social people. Like we love a good party.
Yeah. we always love to see friends.
Yeah.
But also like after the way we've been working like the last couple of years, I kind of came to the conclusion that a good balance for me is like to kind of drink maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks, because because the drinking, we feel that it, especially like lately, it's kind of taking more of an effect.
trust me, as you get older, it takes
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the next day,
it does
it
take
just
us like 2 to 3 days to
Yeah.
kind of like feel like ourselves again.
and it
or-
ruins like kind of like
The
your flow, the
momentum,
momentum,
yeah.
So like actually like when you're like working out consistently, you're working a lot, you feel good, you're in this flow, and then like once you go
Yeah.
out, it's like ugh, the next day you're
Yeah.
dead. So yeah, I feel like we've gotten much better at controlling it, or just also like we've been very much focused on work right now. Also like this time in our life that we feel like we need to focus, and we're very motivated to work. So we've also been wanting to go out less.
Yeah, in hindsight, if I could tell myself anything like 10, 15 years ago, I'd be like, don't go out. Go out later in life. Nothing changes. It's all the same.
It's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's
But
all
it's still fun and still important to like go see
Socialize,
friends
see
and
your friends,
socialize.
yeah.
Like
We
it's
just pick and choose the moments,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Pick and choose the moments, and then but also like kind of like keep mindful of like your balance and kind of. Because for example, for me, I noticed when I was like going out weekly, I couldn't keep up with like my health habits anymore, and once you start noticing it affecting like your routine, and you're not able to kind of keep up with your weekly action like KPIs, kind of like that's when you kind of
Because you're almost taking one step forward to go 2 steps back.
Exactly.
Again, and so all that progress and all that hard work you made from like Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday, you probably cancel out like 70-80% of it.
Yeah.
Where you could have like compounded that growth into like weeks on end, right?
Exactly. Momentum is a big one.
Yeah.
And so if you do drink, is there a certain drink you would have that is better for you, or you just kind of when you're enjoying yourself, you just kind of let go and just do whatever?
I mean, for me, like I drink mostly tequila just because I prefer tequila. But like for me, it's like
Would you
if
have
I
a
don't
mixer?
mix. Yeah, I would mix with like ginger ale or whatever, or like I have a Negroni or like a nice cocktail. But like what helps a lot is not mixing the alcohol for me. The next day you don't feel as bad.
Yeah.
You're not like mixing everything together, so that's one
Also,
thing that
yeah,
I
we
do.
we don't like necessarily think about the calories of the drinks that we
No,
drink when we
we
go
don't.
out. So I think that's also kind of like a mindset shift, that's very important. It's like we're supposed to have that flexibility to kind of like be fully present in the moments, in the social moments, to kind of like really have fun with our friends, family. And then like kind of because that's like 20% of your life, right?
Yeah.
And then the 80% of your life, which is like your daily routine, that's kind of when we want to work on progressing and moving forward.
It is scary, right? We're only enjoying like 20% of our life. Well, that's why it's important to enjoy what you do, like on a day to day, right?
Yeah.
That's why it's good that you guys found something that you're passionate about, because
100%.
then that 80% does become enjoyment as well, right?
For sure, for sure. Yeah, we're so blessed actually to be able to do all the things that we want to do.
So you guys clearly you work together, you socialize together. What's one of the biggest, not a negative, but what are the biggest like struggles you guys have kind of being kind of business partners and also life partners?
Yeah, good question.
I mean, I
In a
mean,
positive spin.
yeah. No, I feel like, of course, like when you work together, you're always gonna have arguments. Mostly the things we argue about is work stuff.
Yeah, actually, like we don't have like any relationship fights. Like it's really like the arguments are purely
Yeah, but we've also been
work-based,
together
yeah.
for like 8 years, so I feel like
Yeah.
we've gone through the rough patches. Like we've gone past
Yeah.
all of that, So now we're in like a really stable and good place. And with
Yeah.
work, we've also learned a lot over the years. In the beginning, like when you're young and you're not very experienced, like if a problem comes, you get very heated, emotional.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
always like, and you sometimes let out onto
Yeah,
each other, like the
partner,
emotions.
exactly.
So that was, the difficult part. But then as we grow older, like we realize more how to handle our emotions and also not reflect them on each other.
Yeah.
And it's like we're in this together, like it's we're not competing against each other, but we're trying to build something together.
Exactly.
And I feel like once you remember that and once you
Yeah, at the
kinda, like-
beginning it was a challenge. I mean, we've been together now for 8 years, right?
Yeah.
So let's say like 5-6 years ago when we just started the businesses, yeah, it was a challenge. I'd say like it was a lot of adjusting, a lot of like kind of getting to know.
And you're both learning, like it's a new thing for both of you,
Yeah.
right? So you're going
it's a
through
new
those pain
thing.
points
And
together.
yeah, like Matcha said as well, it's like, like how to handle like these moments of hardships, when things aren't going your way.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably like what we learned the most. So now in a way, like we're a lot better with like managing emotions and also communicating. So I think communication, for example, especially like as a business owner, entrepreneur, is so important. Like how you talk to your employees as well, how you talk to your partners.
Yeah.
And then do you guys have different roles? And like, so in
Yeah.
Diet Society, do you have different roles that you focus on, and or do you
Yeah.
kind of make decisions together, or like do you kind of you make a decision on this? So what would your different roles be in the businesses?
We separate our roles pretty clearly. So Carlos manages Diet Society, I manage Sanea. But then of course like we still discuss everything together and like but like the main roles we kind of have.
Yeah,
our
like
things.
kind of like just the daily operations. Like, yeah, that's actually what helped us a lot as well. Because in the beginning, we didn't really divide the roles very clearly. So it was like a lot of kind of like confusion and I
Yeah.
guess frustration because of that. But yeah, once we made it very clear like a couple of years ago, and since then it's been very smooth actually, and it's pretty nice because we've been able to kind of like hire more people onto our team that are very great. So in a way, we have a really good team now for both Sanea and Diet Society.
So Diet Society is primarily focused on Thailand, right? Obviously, there's this high
Exactly.
content, but
Yeah.
Sanea, correct me if I'm wrong, but you would say it's more like a global business.
Yeah.
So-
Most of our customers are based in the US or based in Europe. We very rarely have Thai customers actually.
Like not even 10%, I'd say, is our Thai customers.
And then how would you say running a global business from Thailand has been, or like is there some obstacles that you had to go through to kind of understand like foreign markets, like social media promotions? How would you say running a global business from Thailand has been?
I mean, it's definitely a challenge in terms of like, because obviously we like ship clothes. So the shipment thing is always a struggle. It's quite expensive to ship. Or now with the tariffs, most of our customers are based in the US. So now it's also become like a recent problem that we're having currently. But it's like a learning curve. Like we just kind of go and then we learn along the way. And then like,
Also, we feel that it's realistically easier to sell to foreign
Yeah.
customers because, we feel like we understand like kind of foreign customers better, especially when
style.
it comes to fashion and style. than Thais. Yeah.
And then how do you promote to foreigners? So not to foreigners, but to people in other countries.
Just Instagram mostly, like in Pinterest and
I
TikTok.
guess,
We do some
influencer
influencer
technically.
marketing.
Like all the influencers that we send our clothes to are living abroad or in Western countries, and yeah, I feel like that's kind of how we first got the momentum, and then now it's just kind of, I don't know.
Like we do Instagram ads, but like mostly it's very organic actually. Like
Yeah,
I would
very
reach out to like
organic, actually.
influencers, be like, oh, we would love to send you some clothes, and they
And they're pretty
respond.
receptive.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get a lot of also like inquiries of influencers, like foreign influencers wanting to collaborate with us. So yeah, actually, like on that end, like it's been it's kind of nice to see as well how like all these foreign influencers are like all these kind of like pieces that we're making because they are very Thai inspired. So it's really nice to see how that's kind of like being accepted like in other.
Do you still run ads in other countries?
We target.
Yeah, we
So you
target
targeted
countries.
ads in other countries?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you might find an influencer in that area, and then you kind of use them to promote their
Like
campaign?
usually it would just be influencers that I love, like
Yeah.
girls that I love their style and their aesthetic, and then I would reach out to them.
Yeah, because sometimes we also get like influencers with like 1 million followers, but the aesthetic just doesn't look good, and it's like also like we focus very heavily on like branding, so it's like kind of like making sure that everything is on par with the brand image. So also with the influencers that we pick.
And you say like
Yeah.
your main customers are in the U.S. Why do you think the U.S. are so receptive of your brand?
That's a good question.
I also feel like the US, they just have money to spend.
Yeah, they have
like,
more money to spend. Our clothes are also
they-
quite expensive. Like it's not
the
cheap.
consumers.
Americans are very good to get finances.
Yeah, consumers.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like because obviously like everything that's happening is mainly happening in the U.S. Like all the celebrities, like it's like the
Yeah.
main for like entertainment and fashion.
100%.
So I just feel like U.S. customers are just more keen
Yeah.
to shop.
And
Yeah.
do you think that, would you say you're focused more on one or the other, or do you think you split 50? Is it really 50-50 on Diet Society and?
I think I'm definitely more focused on Sanea, and you're
Yeah.
definitely more focused on Diet Society.
Yeah,
but we
of
have
course,
our
like,
roles,
we have
like
our
in
roles as well, like in
So you
each
could,
other.
so you could say
Yeah.
Carlos is driving Diet and you're driving Sanea, and then
Yeah.
you're basically supporting each other on each other's projects as well.
So for example, Matcha with Diet Society is more kind of she's a presenter, right? She's the one that kind of communicates all the knowledge and all the content. And for me, so that's kind of like Matcha's role in Diet Society, her kind of main and only role. And then for me, I would kind of take care of the creative direction of Sanea, our clothing brand.
Of the
So that's in a
menswear.
way like my role of in Sanea. So we do have our roles as well, but when it comes to managing and just making sure keeping up with the daily operations, that's like when we
Separate them.
Yeah.
And speaking of separating, how do you separate work and relationship? Like, do you find that difficult? Like, because obviously a couple, like, do you like
Yeah.
certain days we just like, okay, like let's not talk about work. Like this is a date night. Or do you feel like
we
probably know
always
this
talk
one
about
best.
work.
We actually always
Like
talk
we
about
always
work.
talk about work, but it's fun for us to talk about work. Like
It's kind of nice, really, because it's like kind of like they're like the brands that we have. They're babies,
Yeah, and it's like a fun project
It's a
that we
fun
enjoy.
project that we really enjoy doing. So it's like when we talk about it, we're like excited as well about kind of like all the things that we want to do. There's so many things we want to do. So yeah, no, it's like kind of.
We don't like clearly divide like work
Yeah.
and relationship, but I feel like we always like because
always
we love
chill. We love to
we love to chill, we love to socialize, so we
it's
always
more
have
like managing the
Yeah.
chill. Yeah,
So don't chill too much. Make sure you go back to work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then do you guys? I mean, do you make sure you have like a date night once a week or once a month or?
I mean, we have date nights like here and there. We always
Yeah.
like love to go to restaurants or like eat, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's mainly our date nights. But we don't have like a strict rule like we have to go to date night like once
I think that's a
week.
bad thing. I think
Yeah.
I think you're forcing
You're
your
putting
style.
kind of,
Yeah, it's
putting
like
rules
every
and-
week is different. Like you
Yeah.
can't
It should be
natural,
say,
right?
you know, yeah,
Paging,
exactly.
Yeah, it wouldn't feel right to kind of like have that.
Yeah, and then I don't feel like we need it. Like I feel like this works.
Yeah, no, it
fine,
works.
you
Like,
know?
and then when we feel like having dinner, we were very spontaneous kind of
Yeah.
with our decisions as well to go eat. I guess that's the beauty of kind of having your own business as well, is that you're kind of flexible with your time.
Yeah. And then how
yeah.
about like how do you manage then vacations? Because you guys like to. I just saw you came back from
Yeah.
Europe,
Mm-hmm.
like in Ibiza. Like, do you guys switch off? Or are you still working when you're on vacation? How do you separate like enjoying like your holiday and then also kind of managing? Because I'm sure there's still things going on in your businesses.
Yeah. I mean, like, we're just, because we have a team, so it's gotten easier to go on vacation, not having to stress so much. But like for me, for example, like because I'm also an influencer and I have to take content for my own Instagram. So every time we go on vacation, like I'm also kind of still working because I gotta, no, Carlos is not a photographer. Like, no, he's the worst at that. Like,
not my part.
Yeah, but the past like few years when we've gone on vacation, we've always gone with our friends that always have like Lena, like the girls. So we always just like do our own thing while they do their own thing. But Carlos is honestly always working, like mostly on vacation.
Yeah, like I do work. Like I'd work probably like let's say 2 to 3, maybe 4 hours a day. But I try to like get most of my kind of essential work done before I go on vacation, and then I kind of just maintain.
Probably also when you have something on your mind, say. You could be like on vacation in the morning. It's probably better you do sit down for 2-3 hours and just get what you need to get done. So then you can go and enjoy the rest of the day as well, right? Because the last thing you want to be doing is at a beach club, enjoying like a margarita or tequila, and worrying about like something that's going on back in the office 100%. Or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, we're not also very strict with our like fitness and habits as well when we go on vacation.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, because like that's
like you said, if you're so not strict, but if you have the foundation on a regular basis. Taking 1 week off of the gym and it's not going to make a difference, right? Because you have all that good work compounded.
Exactly. So yeah, that's like the 20% of our life, right? Is kind of like these vacation, New Year's, social meals, stuff like that.
So what do you guys do for fun then? Would you say like seeing your friends, that is your fun, or?
Yeah. Pretty much. Yes, we love to socialize. Like so yeah, we like to go out for dinner. Even we like checking out bars, drinks. So yeah, we like.
Yeah. What else do we do?
But we've also
fun?
like kind of like thought about like wanting to do more daytime activity because that's something we're not very big on.
Yeah.
Let's say.
What's like a daytime activity?
We never do daytime activities. It's like usually we're always like if we have free time, we're just chilling at home, like.
Yeah, we
watching
also like to
something
rest.
or like rest.
We're naturally lazy.
No, recently, like, so I'm kind of into these dates now.
Yeah.
Because I go out less than I used to. So I now go into bowling. So bowling's good. And there's this place called Hero League. So you can go play like baseball, football, school. Like, it's kind of like it's like physical activity, but also like a little bit like a date.
Yeah.
And then like go karting as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta do more of that, actually.
I can send you a list.
Maybe we should try.
I've been very onto this. We can go to Pop Mart.
Yeah, but mostly like when we like have free time, we just go eat. Like we love to eat.
Yeah.
Where are some good places that you guys like recommend to go eat?
Like what type of food?
Yeah, it really depends.
Yeah, it's
Thai food.
Thai food is hard. Actually, I like Zao. Zao is good for like Thai
Is that the one
food.
in
Have you
Ekamai?
been? Yeah, in Ekamai.
Very good.
It's funny. Everyone that comes to Thailand always asks me, "Where's a good Thai restaurant to go to?"
It's difficult.
And I never know what to say.
It's very difficult, especially in Bangkok. Like I don't have like a Thai restaurant that I always order from, which is weird.
And I think
don't
that
know
because
why.
like in Thailand, like this restaurants are specific.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not like one place you go to that has everything.
I haven't found like the perfect Thai restaurant yet. Because Sao is more Isan, right? Like it's not like Thai, but tam sang food.
Yeah.
So I feel like I haven't found that perfect place yet, which is ridiculous
also with Thai
actually.
Food, there's different types of Thai food as well. Like there's like northern, like kind of like sticky rice.
That's what I mean. Like it's all like very like one
and
shop is specific for one thing. So it's hard to like send someone that just wants Thai food.
Actually, one thing that just opened that's really interesting that we used to go to like every single week is Funky Lamb.
Oh, true.
Oh, is that the place that opens like?
It's actually
two venues.
It was in Thangla before. It was Luca during the day and Funky Lamb at night.
So I mean, it's two in one venue.
Yeah, but now I think they moved to
they moved to near Sathon.
Yeah, around that area.
Actually, I went to Darren's
So
birthday at Funky Lamb like 7 years ago.
Damn,
we used to go to Funky Lamb every week.
It was like
but
a
then they
weekly
moved
staple.
away.
Like it's actually Lao inspired food, but yeah, it's very similar
So
to like
yum.
northeastern.
Yeah, it's the same
Thai
owner
food.
as Sing Sing. I
Yeah.
think he's Laotian.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of the partners.
You know, in the next 5 to 10 years, where you want to take these businesses. I mean, maybe you can answer, your one, and you can answer your one about what kind of like what your plans are and how you want to grow it in the next kind of 3 to 5 years.
So, I mean, obviously, our main thing will always be to kind of give people like great value through our content and to help them with our coaching. But now we're actually planning we're currently like kind of starting the production process and sampling process for supplements. So we were actually very interested to get into the supplement space as well. And I'd say like that's probably going to be the next kind of project or venture for Diet Society.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of supplements? Like daily supplements, like specific
Yeah,
ones?
so like the essential kind of supplements. So we were actually thinking like something like protein powder, creatine. The specifics aren't kind of like set in stone yet, but yeah, we're currently thinking about a few ideas on how we can make, because we want to make supplements a little bit more fun. We feel that in the supplement space, everything is pretty kind of like a bit generic, not very targeted as well. Like the flavors are getting kind of like repetitive as well. So I think, you know, like in the supplement space, there's space to make things a little bit more fun and approachable, especially to millennials.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Have you seen
Yeah.
there's one protein powder that just got released recently. I don't know if it's the
Yeah.
best idea, but I liked the fact that they're pushing the boundaries. There's a beer flavored protein.
Oh, really?
I did not see that.
Yeah, but I even
Interesting.
saw like Darren taking like mama flavored, like
Mama flavored?
Tom Yum mama
Oh.
flavored protein
Yeah, but
powder.
I don't know how
I
well
think
it is,
it
but
was Fitway
it's
that
nice
did
that
it,
but it's nice that like kind of they're pushing the
Interesting.
boundaries
Yeah.
I like
and trying
that.
to
Yeah, that's
to try
fun.
different things.
Maybe questionable flavor.
At least they're
I would like
trying, right?
I would like
Yeah,
to try
but I
it.
love the fact that they're kind of pushing the boundaries and being creative with it. Like
Yeah.
I think it's
And I guess for the next 3 to 5 years, where do you kind of see yourself bringing the brand?
I mean, I see big things for Sanea. Like, I definitely want to, be global with this brand. Like, I want to expand our customer base, and also, like, I want to have celebrities wear our clothes. It's going to happen soon. I know it. I'm manifesting it.
Yeah.
Well, you're a celebrity
Manifesting
wearing
it.
it.
No, I mean, like, Hollywood celebrities, So, yeah, we have big vision for Sanea. But it takes time, and we're very patient with it,
Yeah.
And do you only want to do online, or do you think is there like a Sanea shop in the future?
I think I definitely want to have a shop in the future. The goal is to have a shop in New York.
Yeah, like we
That's
love
the
to
big
have,
goal,
like we
but
want Sanea to
it's not
kind of be
easy.
a fashion house.
Yeah.
Like that's the long-term goal essentially. And we do believe that with the branding that we have now, the identity that we have, I think we're on a good track. Yeah.
Is there a brand that was like that you'd model like Sanea off that you kind of aspire to be like? Maybe not in the same space, but like maybe like a different.
Like it's hard because the type of clothing and there's not much that's like very similar to Sanea, but let's say in the way I would say Casablanca could be like a reference. So Casablanca is kind of like they kind of do like very classic silhouettes as well, but they're very like creative with like their designs, the prints, and also like kind of like the way they're growing it, like kind of still keeping it pretty boutique, although they're a pretty big fashion house now. Yeah, I think like for example, a brand like Casablanca adds a lot of like kind of like freshness to the scene, because like other big kind of French fashion houses are more like very classical, and Casablanca's kind of pushing the boundaries, I feel.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, Casablanca.
Yeah, I know Casablanca.
Yeah.
They like they specialize in doing a lot of like the two pieces, right?
The prints.
prints.
And,
Prints, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of prints and stuff like that.
And it's silk mainly.
Yeah.
I think so.
Silk,
Yeah.
Yeah, their button shirts. Are
Yeah,
their
yeah,
printed shirts
that's like their
are silk.
signature.
Yeah, and I also like Casablanca. They're also kind of like getting into like the house music scene. It's
Yeah.
not they're not kind of pushing mainstream celebrities,
Yeah.
which is what we like as well. So yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. I think we have to wrap up now, but thanks so much for coming.
Thank you
so
for
much for
having us,
learning so much
Charlie.
more about you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Now we can go have a drink.